about worship. He talks about music much. There are 750 references plus that I could find over 300 chapters. Music and singing is something that God places value upon. And I'm of the opinion that when God places a value on something, that I ought to place a value on something. That a true biblical church is one where every believer was actively participating in every part of the service to sing. We are to be a people who find joy in singing because that's how God created us. Amen. When we sing, we're simply joining in with what the rest of creation is already doing. When I'm talking about singing, I'm talking about singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs. Well, listen, I'm not just going to sing a song because it has a pretty melody and it says God every once in a while. No. When I sing, I want it to uplift. I want it to be worthy of the name of the God I serve. Amen. I was looking in Scripture this week just trying to prepare for this. I found 50 times where God commanded His people to sing. And when they had what? Sung a hymn. They went out into the mountain of Olives. Jesus is headed to His death. What's He do? He sings. God's love for us, our redemption through Christ, ought to compel us to sing. New Life isn't the name of your church. New Life is what God did in your heart. The truth is, we praise what we love. When we sing together in congregational worship, we are saying to God, God, you are the center of my universe.
How can I keep from singing your praise? How can I ever say enough? How amazing is your love?
When should we sing? I believe we ought to always have a song in our hearts because singing sustains us in every season of life. At the beginning, hey, we ought to invest ourselves in corporate worship. Hey, listen, when you get the most discouraged, that's when you ought to sing the loudest. Good. Why? Because you understand that in your darkest moments, when you see the goodness of God and you cling to that and you survive and you make it through, there's going to be somebody else coming into a dark moment. If you are a new creature, you ought to let it be known with your singing so that the world around you may look and see the transformation that's taken place. Are you with me? Lord, your testimony ought to lead others to Jesus. We should sing to God, and we should sing for God, and we should sing about God. Our music that we listen to in our cars ought to please God. We got to sing songs that help us to see God so that we're moved to love Him and be transformed by His Spirit to become more and more like His Son. Not all singing churches are healthy churches. But I believe every healthy church ought to be a singing church.